Good morning. Happy New Year. How are you? I know, just counting tomorrow, 2 days left of 2023 as we head into 2024. People are wondering, where's winter? December was really warm. And there's reasons for that. We had high pressure over the country. We had a zonal flow. We had Arctic air, cold air trapped in Canada. There were some exceptions. We had that big blizzard for Christmas in Nebraska and South Dakota. And the GFS did the best job of handling that storm. So I wanted to get into the weather and look at the GFS and hoping that it is also the best in performing this upcoming storm because there's a doozy coming. Let's start with today. This is today's run. We're looking at this morning, 12:30, 12Z. That's 6 a.m. Iowa time. I live right there-ish. So currently, or 3 hours ago, rain on the Pacific Northwest in California as well. Central California, the LA Basin almost here. Certainly the Central Coast getting some dousing, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, snow in the Sierra Nevada. On the other coast, light snow, half the calories of our regular snow. Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. And as we go forward in time, we can see that this really weakening on the West Coast, few lingering showers in the Sierra Nevada, weakening on the East Coast. Did I say East Coast, West Coast? East Coast. So really not a lot going on. Pretty quiet today. A few light snow showers, very light in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and maybe the UP of Michigan. And things staying quiet as we move through time here. This little weak clipper system moving into central Michigan, northern Michigan, and starting to be enhanced by the lakes here in western New York as we get into the first day of the year. This is New Year's Eve at about, do some math, 6 p.m. So as we get into the celebrations, here's the 540 line, so that's usually our freezing line, or at least the demarcation of rain, snow. So cold air usually, that's a good way to tell where the cold air is, and the red line's where the warmer air is. So as we get towards midnight, which is right here, just a few light snow showers, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, parts of New York, and way up here in northern Montana, up in the mountains, near Glacier National Park, and a storm system off the coast of California, but quiet to start 2024. Few rain showers busting out here in Louisiana as we get into the first day of the year. They're on the light side, light snow continuing for the eastern Great Lakes. And then this little system moving into the Baja of California, so kind of missing Southern California. Now keep in mind, as we get further out in time in the GFS model, things become more uncertain because it's weather. It's hard to predict, right? But the computer models do an amazing job compared to, say, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So even our long-range forecasts are getting better, but always the further out we get, the less certainty there is. Now watch this little system down here. We're starting to see some snow showers bust out near Silver City, New Mexico, and the mountains here in western New Mexico, eastern Arizona. And as we go through time, that falls apart. But then kind of reforms some showers in central Texas and a system moving onshore for the Pacific Northwest. So heavy rain for Louisiana. This is the 3rd of January. So you say, Mike, you promised me winter in 2024. It's coming. Heavy rain moving into Biloxi, Mississippi, and into the panhandle of Florida. This is the 3rd, about noon Central Time. Showers moving onshore for California. And we just watch this system bringing some heavy rain into Florida and some showers into Georgia and Alabama. Snow once again for the Sierra Nevada on the light side. Light snow, Pennsylvania, New York on the 4th. This is the midnight of the 3rd of January. And the light snow expanding in Pennsylvania, New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, back into West Virginia. Some rain showers offshore. Along the coast of South Carolina, North Carolina, some rain. And some snow up here in Nevada. weakening. Another weak system in California falls apart, but some snow showers in northern Arizona on the 4th of January. That actually expands a little bit in northern Arizona as we move into the 5th of January. And this is turning into a system. This is the one we want to watch. As this low strengthens and forms over New Mexico, we have pretty good snow showers over much of the state of New Mexico, and then rain showers for the southern part, Deming and towards Las Cruces here. The low's right on top of Las Cruces, but with snow on the backside and north of it. So watch that low as we go, as rain showers move in the Pacific Northwest as well. 5th of January. Okay, some snow moving into the panhandle of Texas. Is West Texas going to get snow like my friends in Lubbock? But you see the nice comma shape here. So a well-formed low. We have snow showers moving into the northern Rockies, also the Cascades of Oregon and Washington. Northern California also getting some snow. Look at that. Just some big storms busting out Louisiana on the 6th of January. Snow continuing in Montana. And here we go. Look at that. Are you ready? On the 6th of January, some heavy snow maybe for Memphis, north of Little Rock, into central Tennessee. Heavy. Looks probably could be severe weather here as we get into Alabama and Georgia again on the 6th of January. Lingering snows on the backside. Illinois, Indiana getting in on the action. Arkansas, I think I mentioned already. Kentucky now seeing some of the heavier snow on the 7th. Another system moving into California, southern Oregon with rain and snow depending on your elevation. Snow expands into Virginia, West Virginia. Heavy at times and in places. North Carolina, Asheville about here. Some pretty good snows coming down. We've got a system way up here in southern Canada. Look at how tight those lines are. A lot of wind for you in North Dakota on the 7th. The system on the west coast expanding, bringing more snow into southern Oregon, now into Wyoming. Also lots of Nevada, even the mountains of central and southern California, and maybe some thunderstorms for LA and into the deserts east of LA. And then again, we see our heavy rain in North Carolina, snow behind that in Virginia as this system continues to move and weaken offshore. This system is getting its act together, question mark. Let's continue and see. We're now on the 8th of January, so again, we're a week and a half out here. So take all this with a grain of salt, but these are trends that we can look for. Snow in northern Arizona, into Utah, also back in Nevada, and rain along the southern California coast. Looks kind of spotty. And we'll see if that storm gets its act together. Look how far south the snow is on the 8th, if this comes true, of course. El Paso, seeing snow. Deming, New Mexico, seeing snow. Silver City also. And then, of course, as you get into Colorado and northern New Mexico, you would expect snow in those mountains. Also Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana. Starting to see some light snow here. And let's move forward in time. Look at this snow in Mexico. Why not? Snow expanding, light snow, again, expanding into Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming. And we're moving into the 9th now of January. This is what's getting me excited because I looked at this already. A little bit of rain here where I am in western Iowa with snow over the top and light snow back here and just showers and thunderstorms for much of Texas into Oklahoma and Kansas. We continue to move forward. Look at this, probably severe weather on the 9th. Again, the further out we go, the less certain we are, but some trends to look for. This low, look how wound up it is. 978 low pressure, so strengthening, and some heavy sleet and snow into the Texas Panhandle, maybe as far south as Lubbock, certainly Plainview. And then as you get into the Panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma, into western Kansas, Nebraska, light snow continuing in the Dakotas, both of them, also into Minnesota, and a little bit of snow back here in Idaho and Montana. Don't want to leave you out. Also Oregon and Washington. But look at this storm just winding up. Heavy snow, much of Kansas, central Kansas, and really getting its act together as we move into where I live. Yay! I mean, it's all about me, right? This storm is very strong, 980, low pressure system, lots of snow north and west of the low. So Iowa, the heavier snow, also into Wisconsin, back towards Omaha here, and even parts of Kansas seeing some decent snow rates, lighter as you get further west and north. And then we see showers and thunderstorms, could be some severe weather with some of these storms as you get into Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. Let's just name all the states, shall we? Snow starting to lighten, but see how tight these isobars are? This means a lot of wind. So I don't know if we'll get blizzard conditions up here in Wisconsin, or even some blizzard conditions here in Iowa and South Dakota and North Dakota and Nebraska. I would not be surprised. But this storm is massive and strong. And we see on the north, the southerly flow out ahead of it, bringing lots of rain now to the east coast. This is the morning of January 10th. Light snow continues on the backside. And as the low lifts, we continue with light snow on the backside. So this could be a good snow event for the upper Midwest again, especially where, not especially, but including those who got the heavy snow for Christmas. South Dakota and Nebraska could see a pretty good dump from this. Minnesota finally seeing some good snows. Western Iowa finally seeing some good snows. Our friend Greg up here in Mason City finally seeing some good snows. I don't know if you want it, but it's coming. Again, if all this comes true exactly as depicted, and then the storm moves off into Canada and weakens. And so there you have it. Looks like a big storm for the center of the country, about a week to a week and a half in to January. And we're talking, places like El Paso, Lubbock, certainly Roswell, Deming, Silver City, could see, this is where the genesis of the storm will be. And we could see a lot of snow as it moves off to the northeast. The exact track is going to make a big difference. But you see, the indications are that storm's going to get very strong. So there'll be a lot of wind, possibly severe weather out ahead of it, and a lot of snow and blowing snow behind it. Well, how much snow could we get? Let's check it out. All right, so this is your total snowfall. Again, this is the GFS model, and we'll start on the last day of 2023, and we'll just quickly scroll through this. And so this is showing the accumulating snow and the melting snow. So these would be the snow depths as predicted by this model on these dates. We're on January 3rd. We're starting to see more snow accumulate here in New Mexico, certainly the mountains of California. And look at this, the Mogollon Rim. In Arizona, this is the 5th. We're starting to see snow build up in parts of the East Coast. And as we go through time, 7th of January. So some good snows here. Remember that first storm I showed you, moving through Tennessee, Kentucky, into the Carolinas, Virginias. And should we lump the Virginias together? They used to be. And then we're also seeing some snow expand down here too. As we go through time, here's our big storm genesis. Lots of snow for the Mogollon Rim. And then as we get into the northern plains and the upper Midwest, we're starting to see more snow accumulate too. And then boom, boom, Kansas. A bunch of snow here. We're talking 6 inches or more into the panhandles and also into Kansas, Nebraska. And we're starting to see the snow here on the 10th where I live, and also other parts of Iowa. It's really heavy now as we get into South Dakota, North Dakota, and Minnesota. And you can just see it building up all the way from Canada back into the northern plains. And I'm looking like 4 inches or so where I live. Again, the further we are away from the actual day, the less certainty there is. But these should give you at least an idea of the trends of the snow cover in the United States by mid-January, the 14th here. So all the way from Lubbock, Texas, most of New Mexico, the likely spots in Arizona, the higher elevations, the Sky Islands near Tucson, and we're starting to build up that snowpack now in the Sierra Nevadas, the Intermountain West, covered in snow. So things are going to turn around. If you like snow, or if you just like, where's winter? It's coming. We're going to have some cold temperatures with this stuff too. So we'll get into that. I should be able to make some time tomorrow to update this forecast and maybe get a little bit more into some of the other maps that'll show the temperature and stuff with that as well. So I don't know how long this is, probably a little too long. Yeah. And I do apologize for, I'm only at 16 minutes. That's not so bad. And once I edit, it's probably going to be a little shorter than that. So we'll do an update tomorrow. If I can figure out how to find the time, I'll create a different channel for weather. I don't know that I'm going to do that. My son wants me to do that. I've had a couple other people ask me to do that. I kind of want to do that. But do I have time to do that? That's the big question. Anyway, winter's coming. We'll keep you posted. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you soon.